Hello, everybody. So glad to be with you. I missed you guys. I normally do the Facebook Lives on Monday at 3 p.m. Central, and didn't get a chance to do that because of the weekend. Next Monday, I won't be able to be with you on Mondays at 3 p.m. Central either because I'll be off that day for my anniversary and my daughter's birthday. They're both on the same day. So, how amazing is that? I saw somebody came on. I'm not sure who it is, but good to see you, Robert. So I thought I'd talk about this a little bit. This idea of going for the big thing. Let's go for the big thing. And what is that for you? What does that mean for you? I mean, um, there's so many. Again, there's so many. I don't know if you guys watch them, but sometimes I find myself watching one of these motivational videos, and they're going on, talking about going for the big things, and you do whatever it takes. And if you've got to put 1,000,000,000% into it, then you do it. If you've got to do a Facebook Live in the car, you do it. Whatever it is, you do it. You just do it. You make it happen no matter what. And I just think it's so interesting that kind of that focus. And usually that's what is associated with, like, if we're going for the big thing, that we have to really rev ourselves up and really, like, kind of push ourselves into it and make it happen. And I think that, it kind of depends. I know people have done big time things, big movements, big things, and maybe they did put a lot of energy into it again, but they did it from a place of simplicity and inspiration. And so if they were detailing things and really getting into it, is because it's out of mostly pure joy, right? That they were doing it. So I know that's true for me. If I do something that feels bigger time, if I put on an event or do a launch of something, it's based on a fire burning inside me that I'm just following. And yeah, I might get tired or whatnot, but it doesn't feel like I am having to really rev myself up to motivate myself to make it happen. I think that going for the big thing is really, I think the big thing that we really want to go for, in my opinion, especially for you light leaders, is really tuning into that deep presence. So when you're going for the big thing, instead of looking outwardly and how am I going to make it happen, and then how do I satisfy my sense of insecurity or my desire to make an impact that I think is so important, which I'm sure it is important, but it can get twisted. The focus is about making this thing happen in the world, and we're not focused on the connection. We're not focused on the presence within. So if you're like me, you've been very ambitious, you have big ideas, big plans, but you feel this way of being doesn't work for you, then I'm just encouraging you into the big thing being the presence within and that connection with that presence within. And then from that presence within, then you discover what is the big thing that wants to come through anyway. When you're just hanging out, relaxing more, that sort of thing. All of a sudden it comes to you, like you discover it. It figures itself out. Somehow it comes into your awareness that this thing wants to happen. So I just wanted to talk about that because you might have a lot of plans in your head. And one of my friends, years ago said this, and I found this to be true in my life, in my career. Says, yeah, while you're making plans, life is happening, right? So the universal presence is happening while our mind is making plans, right? Our mind wants to focus things up, control things, make things happen when there's so much more energetic juice from really being in that alive connection, and again in our body, and accepting. One of the things that's been coming up for me to share is really loving yourself where you are, and the sense of limitation that you might feel, rather than look at it as a negative, to embrace the sense of limitation that you may have, and even just come to an acceptance. So you might feel limited that, right now it's COVID where you live and it's locked down, or you might feel limited because you don't feel you have enough wisdom or knowledge about what you want to do. You might feel limited because of you don't know if you're the type of person that could do this big thing you want to pull off. There's so many different things where you could be questioning and wondering. And all that doesn't matter when you're tuned into the really big thing, which is that deep presence within. And I feel it, for example, in the core of my body and being, and I'm being present in my body, and I'm just following what I feel to be true. Like doing this Facebook Live, it just felt true. I mean, it just felt like do a Facebook Live. So instead of ignoring that idea, or that idea that arose from presence, I follow through on it. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. And it just propels you, and it puts you where you're meant to be, right? I mean, wherever you are, you're meant to be anyway. So where you're meant to be, and allows the big thing to be embraced, and therefore the big thing can happen through you. Because if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, light leader, you probably, for most of you, you probably kind of refuse, or largely or completely refuse, to do it from a place of ego and pushing and trying to make it happen, right? So that would be the vast majority of you, probably everybody, as you're about the deep thing, right? But you have to come back into those waters throughout the day, feeling into your body. When your head gets busy, just the basics, getting still in your mind, getting back into your body, into your heart, and letting life just move you forward and trusting it. Today I had an interesting day where all the plans I had, all the things I had set up, for the most part, all were canceled. Like all my meetings with people got canceled one way or another. It's like, okay, I mean, I could have been really attached to these meetings happening, but it's just what happened. It's perfectly perfect. It is what it is. So that's how it is when we're going for the big thing too. If you try, if things don't seem to be turning out the way you want them to, or you're not feeling like somehow it's working out, then the chances are that that you're not in tune with something yet, into the deeper thing that wants to happen. And when you're in tune with something that really wants to happen, it's for me, it's like music, or it's like a symphony within, and I just know it to be true. So any launch I've done, any larger scale summits I've hosted, or whatever things I've done in the past, especially, but it could be anything. Just that feeling comes through, and I know something's true. Like when I did the 40 days here on meditate, like rocking your sacred purpose, or whatever I call it. It's just so funny, I don't remember. But the 40 days of letting go, surrendering and letting go, sort of theme we did last year. So that came in an instant, and it was put on my schedule perfectly in the exact amount of time I had to do it. I couldn't have, I didn't plan for it. It just came to me. So what's coming to you? What are the little droplings, crumbs you're getting about what wants to happen through you that are keeping there, and they're kind of inescapable, and you just need to take advantage. You just need to take some action on it. Like, what are those things for you? And instead of beating yourself up saying, well, I've been procrastinating, I'm self-sabotaging, or all the things we do to ourselves. Again, it's all the headspace. Just let go of all that. Just enjoy doing whatever you're doing, and just be in the intention of wanting to move from that presence that's speaking to you. And then you'll do it. Eventually you'll take the steps that you're meant to be taking, whatever, meant to be taking, but that want to happen through you, genuinely want to happen through you. And that'll lead you into all the big things your mind is wondering about, because your mind is aware that these things want some big vision or big thing you're meant to do in the world is supposed to be happening, and it's wondering, well, but I don't get it. How's it supposed to be happening? Where is it? How is it happening? And so we have to have to be willing um, to allow the mind to be still the way it really wants to be. Enjoy taking everything in, being more the passenger, and allowing that which is deeper to drive and move things forward while we're enjoying just being in the presence. So that's really going for the big thing, accepting where you are now. I'm so limited. I'm in the car. How could I do a Facebook Live? Yet I could have a concept in my head about that. That's ridiculous. So I can do a Facebook Live here like anywhere else. It just doesn't matter. I can do it. So yeah, don't allow your mind to distract you from the feeling of what wants to happen. All right, so I hope everybody's hearing me okay, by the way. I saw some people here. I'm not sure if there's still people here. If there are, I'd love to hear from you. And what's coming to you? What are the things that keep coming to you? Like today, I contacted somebody that had kept coming to me for months to contact them, and it just felt so true for me today. I finally reached out to them. We'll be having a meeting soon. It's about something I want to, has to do with my own development, my own path. But it finally came to where the time was right. So really allowing things to come in the perfect timing, allowing the mind to drop out will actually make things work more efficiently, effectively, in a more expanded way. So this is the path that I will continue to share with you guys and continue to support you with. So meditate, tune in, be in the deep presence within, and keep paying attention, listening to even those subtle clues that you're getting, and start giving them attention and act on them. Even if you just write something down, like call Larry tomorrow or call Susie or whoever. Like just even write it down. If you're not going to do it in the moment, like at least write it down. Then it'll be there and the energy will keep building. And, I guess it could be looked at as a lazy way to really manifest anything. Because as you keep just being with whatever the next steps are, because whatever you're doing, no matter how big or small it is. It's just a series of steps. So if you're just willing to continue to take the steps and whatever amount of time it takes or whatever order they want to happen in, everything will surely come together. And when you're open to it happening in the most magnificent way beyond what your mind's conceptions are, that's where you can do your big thing, where you're willing to let everything come together, allow the sense of the energy to come in for it, and other people to help you with it, whoever they may be. But it's not about you. It's about what wants to happen through you, and then who will be participating and playing together with you, right? So allowing that just to come into your awareness, come into your life. So sometimes it can be very liberating just to be at peace with wherever you are, not being concerned with what your mind thinks about what's happening. Because I always say, in a twinkling of the eye, all the sense of the outer conditions can change rapidly anyway. So for the better, for your mind's appeasement, for the better, especially too. Okay, great. Well, I hope this has gone through okay, but I've enjoyed sharing with you. And like I said, again, I don't know when I'll do another Facebook Live, but I'm going to get back on June 14th to do my regular Facebook Lives at 3 p.m. Central. So I look forward to that. And if you're having a hard time really tuning in to what is your big thing to share, from the big thing, you want help with that, just feel free to reach out to me. Just let me know. That's a really easy thing for me to help people with. That's just a natural thing for me to be able to do together with people. And so if you're wanting help with that and knowing what to offer or what to sell and how it's all going to come together, though, in the short term as well, that's something I'm good at bringing together. So anyway, if you want any help, let me know. I'm happy to do some scanning for you or what have you, if you're truly serious and wanting to see it come into fruition. Okay, great. Well, it's been so great to be here. The people I've seen pop in, Robert and whoever else has been here, and stay tuned. By the way, later this week, I'll probably let you know. But like I got something big coming through me to share. I've got a big call coming up to share with you all. That'll be really powerful. Um, I'll tell you more about it as it wants to come out in my sharing later this week. But yeah, I've got something I think a lot of you really enjoy coming up to participate in basically a call. They call them teleseminars, but it's a call together with me. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's all for now. Okay, well, lots of love and blessings to you and your presence and your heart and what wants to come through you. And I'm loving you just right where you are right now, today, now and always. Okay, all my love, peace and blessings. Namaste.